Hi everybody, I'm Jessica and welcome to my channel Truth at Home. Today I'd like to talk about why I'm not super conservative. I know that might sound strange coming from somebody who's wearing a head covering during this video, but I think that there are different levels of conservatism, and I am right about in the middle. And I think that's a good place to be, actually. I think that as Christians, there's a danger in our becoming extremely rigid with our beliefs. Now, let me explain that. There's a saying, and I think this is true. In essentials, unity. In non-essentials, charity. I think it's so true. I think that we as Christians tend to sometimes fall into that danger of making non-essential things almost as important as if they were essential things. And this can cause a lot of resentment and bitterness amongst Christians, because over here you have this one group saying, oh, it has to be this way. And then you have another group over here saying, no, it has to be this way. And they're fighting or arguing or having angst over, whatever word you want to use, this issue that isn't really that important. I mean, I'm not going to say that it's not important. I'm just going to say it isn't as important as the most important stuff. Okay, so when it comes to essential issues, like the deity of Christ, like God being the creator of the world, like the inerrancy of Scripture, for example, I think that we have to rally around those points and not give an inch. We have to do it with a gracious spirit, but we also have to be firm with those essential issues and not budge. But then there are other issues that I don't consider to be essential. So, for example, I believe in wearing skirts and dresses only, and to a lot of people, that seems really super conservative right there. I don't really think that it's super conservative. The dresses or the skirts that I wear are very contemporary. So I don't wear clothing that looks like it comes out of the 1800s. You know, I wear clothing that you might find at the store. So the main difference is that I wear the type of clothing that you might buy at Walmart, for example. I just wear those skirts and dresses. Instead of only on Sunday, I wear them every day. That's the main difference, right? So I feel like I still blend in with the culture as far as that is concerned. Like I don't really stand out as if I'm coming from a different era. I feel like I look like I belong to the 21st century. I just have skirts and dresses on. Now, at the same time, though, I feel like I'm being a light in that I'm dressing in a feminine way and a modest way, and that sets me apart. But I want it to set me apart in a good way. I don't want people to look at me and be like, why is she being so, I don't know, insert a word there. Why is she being so archaic? Why is she being so radical? Why is she being so frumpy? You know, I want to look set apart, but in a way that people can admire and be inspired by and say to themselves, I want to look like that. However, if somebody wants to dress in clothing that is in a very old-fashioned style, I'm not against it. Neither am I against women wearing pants if that is what they believe they should do, and if they try to do it modestly. So you see how I'm somewhere in the middle. Personally, and here we come to the issue. Personally, I believe in wearing skirts and dresses only, and I want these videos to be an encouragement to women who also feel that same way, and hopefully an inspiration to women who maybe are not skirts and dresses only yet, but are kind of considering the issue. And I'm hoping to encourage them, hey, why not? Come on with us, right? However, I'm not extremely I'm not extremely rigid about it, in that I am able to accept that there are some people who believe that it's okay to wear pants as long as you do it modestly, and there are some people who want to be even more set apart from the culture, and they wear clothing that's just not like clothing anybody else wears, and I'm okay with that. I am really okay with that. I consider this to be one of those non-essential issues. However, modesty is essential. I mean, not for salvation, but as a, how should we put it? It's a Christian doctrine, right? Here's what I want to say. Modesty is a Christian doctrine that all Christians should believe in, and it should be taught, right? But how we live that out, that is what I consider to be the non-essential, and something that we can have grace for, right? Same thing when it comes to music. Here's another big issue. Some people are very, very conservative in their musical tastes. However, at this point in my life, I think that the kind of music that we use for the videos is okay. Now, I'm not saying that music doesn't matter. I'm not saying that it's not important. I think that music is important. I don't think that music is neutral. Even music without words. I think that music always carries with it some kind of significance. And we need to pay attention to that. What is that significance? What is this music speaking to my heart? How is this music influencing me to feel, to believe, to behave? I think those are all important questions that we need to address. We shouldn't just listen to music just because we like it. However, people have varying views. There are those people who think we should sing in our worship, for example, only songs with no musical accompaniment, just a cappella. And there are other people who say in our worship, it's okay to use instruments just as long as we sing hymns. And then there are other people who say in our worship, I think contemporary music is fine. Well, is this really something that we need to be getting all anxious over? Or is it something that we can graciously say, well, you believe what you believe and I believe what I believe, and I think that it's not that big of a deal. Is it important? Yes, it's still important, and we need to be able to talk about these issues and work through them patiently, but it's not a big enough deal for us to fight over. And as for the music that I use for my videos, I think the music is fine. I think that some Christians may not agree with me in my choice of music, and I'm sorry for that, but I feel like it's appropriate for these videos and that it's fine. So you see how I'm not super conservative. I'm not hyper conservative. I feel like I'm somewhere in the middle. Let me see. We've talked about skirts and dresses only. We've talked about music. Another issue that has come up recently because of some of my recent videos that I posted is the issue of makeup. There's some people who believe that, we should not wear any makeup at all. And then there's other people who wear lots of makeup all the time. And then there's people like me who usually I don't wear makeup, but I will sometimes. Sometimes if I go on a date with my husband, or if I'm just in the mood to look a little bit made up, right? And there's people on either side, and I'm kind of in the middle. I feel like this is another one of those issues to where people on either side can get really attached to their position, almost to the point to where they have a judgmental attitude towards other believers for their beliefs. And I don't think that this issue is worth that kind of angst. So add on to this any kind of issues that you can think of, anything that comes to your mind, and I think you can see what I'm talking about. We can be really, really, just uptight about all sorts of different things and turn something non-essential into something that to us has the importance of something essential. And I think we should try to avoid that. We could avoid, I believe, a lot of condemnation, unnecessary condemnation within the community of Christians, if we could learn to be more patient with other people, if we could learn to treat non-essentials as non-essentials and just have grace on those points, and yet not be afraid to talk about them, not be afraid to discuss them and study them, because sometimes, let's admit it, sometimes we're wrong. Sometimes we have a belief about an issue that's a non-essential, and talking with other people about it or studying the issue gives us a chance to reconsider it and to analyze it. And maybe we've been wrong. And this is our chance to fix things, to now start to do things right. But I think that in the meantime, as we're going through this process, we need to have grace for other people and they need to have grace for us. So that's mainly what I wanted to say to you today. Let's not be super rigid on the non-essentials, and let's learn to be firm on those things that truly are essentials, but in a patient and gracious way.